Hey, welcome into Groomers Take, the U.S. Open tennis women's final. Emma Raducanu, I don't know if I said that right, I apologize, is the champion. She won 3 qualifying matches to even get into the tournament, was ranked 150 before the tournament, and is now the U.S. champion. Very, very cool. 18 years old. As I said, ranked 150, leaves the champion. But we got to talk about Leylah Fernandez, Canadian content, and for more Canadian content, actually, Emma was actually born in Toronto. Pretty cool. But Leylah Fernandez kind of stole the show, especially for us Canadians. She went over the hearts of everyone in Canada, everyone in New York. They loved her. When she came out for her speech at the end as the finalist, the crowd would not stop cheering for her. It was an unreal standing ovation. They wanted an encore. She's an absolute sweetheart, and I hope she's a great, great candidate for women's tennis moving forward. Her and Bianca Andreescu could be a very, very good 1-2 for us. My overall thoughts on it is, she's there. She did great, and now it's about keeping moving forward. She just turned 19 years old. She had the passion. She has the competitiveness in her. She liked to hype up the crowd and get them going. And clearly she's a gamer. She works hard at everything she does. And here's to Leylah Fernandez. Congratulations. And all the best moving forward. This is great for Canadian tennis. It was a great tournament. Relax there, pal. Men's. Novak Djokovic going for the Grand Slam. I don't know if it's ever been done. I have no idea, but I know in tennis, I don't think I've ever seen it. No, Joker was going for it. But there was Daniil Medvedev. I almost wrote that down wrong. Very good tournament by him. He just looked stellar. He looked like, when I was watching it, I said he looked like the T-2000 from Terminator 2. It was kind of ridiculous. But he was just reaching for everything. He's got great reach. His serve was incredible. And I don't know much about tennis, but I thought it was just absolutely lights out. And what I didn't know about Medvedev, he's only 25 years old. I feel like I've been watching him and hearing his name in all these tournaments for a decade at least, because, the Joker, Nadal, and Federer have been doing it over and over, but only 25. This kid could start going on one heck of a run now for the next 5 years, because Nadal's just older. Federer, might be done. And the Joker's 34 years old, so we could be seeing a run here. And speaking of runs, the Canadian content again. Auger-Aliassime lost to Medvedev in the semis, so losing to the eventual champion is pretty great. Really pumped up for Canadian content moving forward in tennis. The U.S. Open is done. Tennis is now done. Maybe there's some tournaments near the end, but it was a heck of a way to end the season and a lot of fun to watch. Moving on. Football. Let's go. I'm taking my time. We're going to hit a little bit on every game. I did not watch a lot of the 1 o'clocks, but I watched enough. But football's back. Gotta love it. Right now, it's halftime in the Raiders-Ravens game. I'll hit on that down the road. If you watched the story on the Instagram Groomers Take, Abby and I both picked the Ravens. Right now, it's 14-10 at half. It's kind of an ugly game, but hey, football's back. It's week 1. Okay, last week, quickly, Cowboys-Bucks. The Cowboys looked really good. Dak looked just fine. I liked it a lot. Fantasy owners could be a little bit scared. We're going to talk fantasy and maybe gambling along the way here in the episode. Gambling was not hot yesterday. But yeah, Dak looked fine. Zeke didn't. I think he'll be fine, but he looked a little slow to me. Not that burst of speed that I'm used to seeing. But what a great game. Bucks win 31-29. And with Tampa Bay, man, it just looks like they're going to keep going. If that defense stays the same, the offense is going to continue to roll. More scariness of Mike Evans, and if you got him in fantasy, I got tripped by my commissioner for picking Antonio Brown as my first wide receiver off the board. He looked like a pretty good wide receiver 1 right there in that game. Moving on. Let's just do the flip here. Jaguars-Texans. If you tuned into mine and Abby's picks, I took the Jaguars. I think Abby did too. And they lost. And it was 37-21, but it wasn't even that close. I said the Texans wouldn't even win a game this year. Boy, oh boy. that could be very wrong. But also it's Jacksonville, and they got a rookie quarterback. They got a lot of young guys there. They could be going through some growing pains too. I just did not expect this. The Jags actually are one of the bets I lost at -3.5. Not good. Not good. Chargers and the Washington football team. Really good game. Chargers win 2016. Didn't watch a lot of it. I heard Fitzpatrick got hurt. I don't know if he's out for a long time. You don't want that. But I don't have much to say on this game here. Not at all. Seahawks Chiefs also got this wrong in the bets. Seahawks pull it off. I don't know what I was thinking. I just figured Seahawks on the road, and maybe the O-line would be pissed off at Russell Wilson and they'd, screw you, sack him a bunch of times. But that didn't happen. I really don't have a clue what happened on there. But hey, Colts will be fine, I think. Always got to be a little bit nervous on that quarterback position, but whatever. Jets and Panthers, thought it was going to be an ugly game. It was an ugly game. The best thing about this game was Christian McCaffrey, and Sam Darnold gets a win. Cool. Didn't see anything else. Christian McCaffrey went off. Huge for fantasy people. Vikings, Bengals. Hey, great fight by the Vikings to come back. Just didn't work out for them in the end. Joe Burrow gets the win. Him and Jamar Chase, they were hooking up really well. I didn't think they'd click that fast. It looks like Jamar Chase will be the wide receiver one option there. And the Vikings, I mean, I don't know. I love them, but I really just don't love them. Bengals win 27-24. Moving on. Wrong page. This is the page. Cardinals, Titans. I mean, didn't have this. An absolute blowout by the Cardinals, 38-13. I didn't watch it, but the Titans getting smoked like that at home, it looked bad. The Arizona defense put up a bunch of fantasy points. Kyler Murray put up a bunch of fantasy points. Christian Kirk, bunch of fantasy points. It was just a heyday. That offense could absolutely roll this year, even with the kind of backfield that Edmonds and Connor, I don't know if they're going to share, but with that wide receiver core and Kyler Murray doing phenomenal things, they might be a team to watch this year. I'm actually looking very forward to it, but the Titans, that's not the way you want to start. 49ers, Lions, I had the 49ers in my survivor pool, and absolutely incredible ending. I don't know, 41-33 final, but Detroit scored 20-something points in the last few whatevers, on getting onside kicks and just going. This was very scary if you had the Niners in your survivor pool, but ultimately you're moving on. The 49ers looked pretty good from the highlights I watched. I think they got bad news today with Raheem Mostert being out for the season. I don't know, question mark there, I'm not sure. But yeah, no good. All right, Steelers, Bills, let's go. So my brain said Bills, but my heart said Steelers, of course, when we were making our picks. And I thought there was a little bit of... I thought Vegas got this wrong. This is one of the very few bets that I got right yesterday. I took Steelers plus 6.5. I didn't think their defense was getting enough recognition, enough respect. One of the best defenses in the league last year. Yes, TJ Watt missing a lot of training camp and yada yada, but he came back and he looked fine. And the Steelers defense looked really good. They lost a couple of guys, but they brought in some veterans. And ultimately, it was the Steelers' defense that won them the game, especially on the special teams, blocking that punt and carrying in. The offense didn't look very good at all. I literally thought Ben was going to break into half, like in half when he ran the ball for 6 yards. I mean, he looks good, but that run was scary looking, man, I got to tell you. And the offense was not clicking. One of the bets I had, the bigger bets I had, was Najee Harris over 85.5 scrimmage yards. Very far away from that. Absolutely very far away from that. I hope that turns out to be better, because I did read on Instagram that Najee Harris spends hours and hours and hours working on things and is told by the coaches, listen, I got to go home. Well, stay longer, because it didn't look good. But hey, a win's a win. 1-0. Steelers, good job. Bills, don't worry about it. You're going to be just fine. That running back situation, a bit of a mess, but I think Singletary can, turn into what he was in his rookie season, I want to say. Maybe sophomore, I'm not sure. But still a good player. Jake Allen, awesome. You'll be fine. Bills will be fine. Eagles, Falcons. So we had a quick conversation. People around here, people around there, trying to figure out who would be the worst team. I thought Houston, and a very close second to me, was the Atlanta Falcons. It just doesn't seem like it's going to change. They kind of remind me of a team that we're going to talk about just in a second here, that it's just the same old crap. That it's non-existent. But let's talk more about the Eagles. I'm high on the Eagles coming into this season. I thought last year was a bit of, okay, drama. Who's our quarterback? Well, you know who it is now, because Jalen Hurts looked phenomenal. I love their outside pieces with Devontae Smith. I'm a big guy. I'm big on Jalen Reagor. You got the Dallas Goedert, Zach Ertz kind of duo if you want to do it. They're both very good players. And then Miles Sanders in the backfield is very capable. I'm interested in the Eagles this year. I think they're going to be very, very good. Let's see if I screw this up again. Browns Chiefs, very fun game to watch. Halfway through, I thought, holy smokes. The Browns are a lot better than I thought. They're a very good team, but you ran into the Chiefs, and it's hard to keep up. And ultimately, I mean, that first half was all Browns. It was looking pretty good. I think the Chiefs were down as much as 12. It was kind of back and forth, but Mahomes did Mahomes things. Tyreek Hill, Kelsey. It was incredible to watch. That was probably the game of the week, and I think the NFL wanted that, and they got it. We'll talk about those two teams for the rest of the season. They're going to be very good. Saints, Packers. I haven't checked Survivor, but fingers crossed that people thought the Packers were going to go down into Jacksonville, actually, and destroy the New Orleans Saints. That did not happen. I actually did a preseason futures bet that the Saints were not going to make the playoffs. I'm not looking good because, yes, that's a blowout. Okay. And Jameis Winston looked fine. He threw for 5 touchdowns, but he didn't throw for a lot of yards. I'm putting this game into the rearview mirror very, very fast and just get out. I think that what you saw there was going to be Green Bay's worst game of the year. Aaron Rodgers was awful, and he's got this 1970s look going with the hair and everything, and it's weird. Whatever. But, yeah, figure it out. Green Bay will be fine. And now we got to keep going with the Saints. Is the Saints defense that good? I don't know. I guess they are. They looked pretty darn good. And Kamara, he'll do his thing. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm putting this aside. I'm throwing it out. Broncos, Giants. Oh, boy. The New York Giants, Saquon Barkley, if you have him in fantasy, 3.7 points. Not good. This is actually another team. This isn't the team I was talking about when I said we'll talk about. But the Atlanta Falcons, yes. The New York Giants, yes. It was the same old to me. It didn't look good. Teddy looked great with the Broncos. I thought he played really well, and I'm a Teddy guy. I like watching him. So yeah, Broncos roll in there and just destroy the Giants. But the Giants, I think this is going to be a long season. Dolphins, Patriots, great game. Dolphins win by 1 point, 17-16. I thought the Dolphins would have won by a bit more than this. I think they're going to be probably the second team in that division. I'm going to put New England 3. And I'm not saying New England's going to be a bad team, but this is a growing year for me, if you will. A growing year for them with Mac Jones and that offense. It's a big change. It looks a lot different, but it was a good game. It was a good game overall, but the Dolphins pull it off. Dolphins are one of those teams that I also really want to watch this year. Bears, Rams. Here we go. We're at it. Was that all of them already? That was fun. The Bears are that third team where you just look at it and you think, it's the same old crap. You're trying to watch Andy Dalton put a play together, and the guy can't do it. It's over. Is it Nagy? The coach, he looks lost. I think he's lost the locker room. I mean, the players must be looking at him and being like, put Justin Fields in. What are we doing? I said week 3 or 4. Hell, it might be week 2. Something's got to happen down there in Chicago, and I really hope it does. That's the NFL wrap-up. We're getting out of here on the Toronto Blue Jays. What a run. I went down to a game a couple weeks ago. The day before I went, they lost to Baltimore. Then they went on an 11, 12-game win streak, whatever that was. Then they lost to Baltimore again, but then they swept the weekend. They are at top of the wild card. The Yankees won today. They came back and won, the jerk stores. But the Jays, huge series right now against Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay in Toronto, and last time I checked, knock on wood already, it was 8-0 Jays. Let's go. This team, no one this isn't even a hot take at all. No one is going to want to play the Toronto Blue Jays, whether it's the one wild card game, but if you get into a series with this team, look out. I think, at least in the American League, they're the hottest team going right now. Ooh, big pass. No one's going to want to play them. The lineup is deadly. They have 3, even 4 pitchers going. The bullpen looks good. This is a great time of year. I said the obvious back in August. They're going to have a really hot September, and that September is hot, and it's rolling. Let's go Blue Jays. And there's a different feel in the air with this team than it was in 14-15. 14-15, yes, you had a bunch of pieces that were there, and then you kind of acquired ones, and you paid big to bring in guys like Price, Tulo. I don't know if that was a big price. But this team here, it's going to be together. This is not like a one-shot opportunity kind of thing. This is for years to come with this Toronto Blue Jays team, and it is freaking exciting. I can't wait. Let September keep rolling. Week 1, almost in the books for the NFL. Great time of year. We're about a month away from hockey. It's all good, baby. Ha! Grimmer's Take. See ya. Bye-bye.